Well, the House Freedom Caucus is demanding an end to debt ceiling talks until the Senate passes the GOP bill. Congressman Scott Perry is chair of the House Freedom Caucus, and he joins us now. Congressman, thanks so much for being with us. Why are you taking this position?
Well, look, we're not saying that they shouldn't continue to negotiate, but we can't be the buyer and the seller in the same agreement. The House has passed the bill. We have done our job. The Senate is not present. They're not going to be present next week. They're not present in the negotiations. There's no senator in there. And most people that understand the legislative process, that have watched Schoolhouse Rock on TV, know that the House passes the bill and the Senate passes the bill before it has to go to the president for a signature. How can we have any agreement if the Senate's not even at work? My goodness, the president's halfway around the world in another country, and the Senate's not even negotiating. They haven't had a hearing. They haven't marked anything up. They haven't even discussed a solution. Nothing's happened over there for 100 days, and yet somehow that they're expecting the House to deal with this all themselves. We have passed the bill. So we're not saying you can't continue to talk, but until they're willing to tell us what they're willing to do, it's hard to come to an agreement. It's like going to a car sale without any money and without any car. What are you doing there? Bring one or the other.
Well, Leader Schumer has said that this is a non-starter in terms of the Republican bill. So, I mean, do you really expect the Senate to consider it?
Well, look, what's his bill? Does he have a bill? I get he doesn't like our bill. Where is his bill? He can criticize our bill all he wants. But this is what I know, Nicole. We passed it. We passed it with a majority in the House of Representatives. Meanwhile, he doesn't have any bill, number one. And number two, he can't pass what he does want. So while he can spend all day criticizing what we've done, what is he bringing to the table to solve this issue?
At the end of the day, though, don't Republicans have to give on something here? I mean, how can you have a compromise in these negotiations if you're pushing a bill that Senate Democrats and the White House are refusing?
So we should probably compromise on something, but we don't. But there's nothing to compromise with. They haven't passed anything. Once again, this is a one-sided argument. They're saying what you've done isn't good enough. Go back to work and do more. Meanwhile, they've done nothing. What can they do? They want us to pass their bill. We're the House of Representatives. The Senate has to pass the Senate bill. They can complain about ours all they want, but they have brought nothing to the table.
I mean, in terms of the negotiations that are ongoing right now between the Speaker's team and the White House, where do you see the areas for potential compromise?
Well, we already compromised. We said we would raise the debt ceiling. You got to understand that people like me have never voted to bankrupt our country. I didn't vote for their spending, and I don't want to vote to have to pay for it. But I understand we're in charge. We have to govern. So I said, I will agree to raise the debt ceiling. So we've already found an area of compromise there. They want more. They want to spend even more money. They want more credit card limit. They want to raise the limit even higher, but they don't want to talk about anything else. Both sides have to be at the table. And so far, only one side is at the table.
I mean, do you think there could be a vote next week as the Speaker would like?
Well, I sure hope so. And look, the Senate is out. I don't know what they're doing, but they ought to come back to work. They themselves have said this is a crisis, and indeed, we don't want to have a default. They could be called the default Democrats, but how are they going to solve it when they're not even at work? They should come back to work and deal with it. We've been here. They've stalled and waited around for 3 months, and now all of a sudden they're acting like it's our problem to solve when we actually solved it about a month ago.
All right, Congressman Scott Perry, to be continued. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.